Hey guys, it's Peen. I just want to throw out a little disclaimer about the video. The reason why I'm in a little box because I was recording the video of my side of like my face and the webcam. Something happened at the end with a crash, so I couldn't save the clip. So that's the reason why you see me in a little box in the head. But no worries. The Royal Rumble review. Squirrels and I will be together in one room, not on FaceTime, like in person. So yeah. Just throwing it out there. That's why you see the FaceTime cam. And yeah, man, Royal Rumble review will be out this weekend with the both of us. So yeah, go ahead and hit that like on the like button. Give us a follow. All that stuff will be in the description box. Yeah, we will see you guys very soon. Enjoy the predictions.
What is up, guys? It's once again time for the Royal Rumble match, and once again time for another Crazy Show video, which is funny because we started this whole thing back in like 2009, and our first video, it wasn't on this channel, it was on another channel, was actually of Edge returning at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The year that Edge won the Royal Rumble, so it's going to be interesting if some of those rumors become true, because it's going to be like almost, 11 years later?
It'd be 10 years. It was
10 years later?
2010.
So a decade later? Jesus.
A decade of decadence. Ah!
Okay, so we're going to get into the predictions. We're recording this right after SmackDown ended, so this is Friday night at 10:42 p.m. Eastern Time. So if anything comes out after this match, after the show, then that match will not be included.
Correct.
Okay, so let's get this under the way. So we got what I have down as the first match. We're not doing this in the order that we think is going to happen. We just have these listed down. I got Sheamus versus Shorty G. Who you got?
I got Sheamus. He just returned from his injury. He needs a win. And I think Chad, Gable, Shorty G, whatever you want to call him, is going to catch the L like he normally does.
I've got Sheamus also. I got him winning in actually a squash match. I don't really see why they would give Shorty G like any offense against Sheamus. Sheamus is just coming back. Shorty G is kind of like a nobody character right now. Not that Chad Gable's a nobody. Chad Gable's like a great wrestler. Right. But it really just sucks for Gable. I don't think he should be staying in the WWE at this point, or maybe he should transition back to NXT. But I think Sheamus is going to win in, honestly, like 3 minutes, maybe less.
I was going to say, you think he's going in 18 seconds?
No, I'd say 3 minutes or less.
3 minutes or less, okay. I dig it. I think it'll be good for Sheamus if he wins like that. Because if he has like a long match with him, it's going to be like, it's not going to be realistic in a way. It's
not going to make him look strong. And I think he's coming back probably for the IC title, because that's like the only title he hasn't won yet. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's won all the tag team titles and the US title and the world titles. He hasn't been Universal Champion, I guess. So.
No, I don't want to see him in.
But he's been World Champion and WWE Champion.
Yeah.
So does that? I guess that still counts. Whatever. Universal title is pretty crappy as is.
Yeah. Alright, so we got the next match, the match of the night. Everyone's gonna be looking for the feud that never ends. The Falls Count Anywhere match, the big dog, woof, woof, Roman Reigns versus the King, Corbin. Squirrels, who do you got and why?
So, I think this could go 2 ways. And this is like one of the only matches I think is really hard to call. Because I think they could have Corbin win and have Roman go in to the Rumble after being like destroyed and beaten down and losing a match and have a good showing.
Right.
But I have Roman Reigns beating King Corbin. I think it's going to be a grueling match that for some reason still sees them use dog food yet again as a weapon. But he's going to get put through the ringer, and it's going to make him look like the underdog, no pun intended, heading into the Rumble match. And Michael Cole's going to say something like, "Can Roman outlast 29 other men after going through such a hellacious match?" Yes, God. Michael. Yes, he can. Who you got?
I got, it's going to be crazy, but I got King Corbin. The reason being is, normally in wrestling and WWE, if someone picks a stipulation, which Roman did in this case, 9 times out of 10, they normally lose that. That, and you have a Saudi show right around the corner, and then they like to, make the Saudi people happy. That, and I think the last match, this feud, hopefully, will be a loser eats dog food match, like the one they sent you in your email, bro.
This could go either 2 ways. Like, Corbin could win or Reigns could win. It doesn't really matter because we'll get to that later, but I think Roman is going to come out on top of the Rumble at some point tonight. So this match is not confirmed. 100% not confirmed. It may not even be on the show. WWE has said nothing, but it's rumored by, like, CBS Sports and, like, I think, like, What Culture. Anyways, the IC title match. Shinsuke Nakamura defending against Braun Strowman. Who you got?
My boy Nak!
You got Nakamura?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I think it's if it is a match, I think it's gonna be shenanigans with Sammy and Cesaro, and it's gonna make him look, I don't know, like a protected Braun Strowman in a way.
Yeah.
I feel like if he would win the IC title, it would be either A, at Saudi show, or B, WrestleMania.
I have Braun winning, but I could totally see your argument there, because I have Braun winning and them trying to do a distraction, and then Braun just, like, destroying them.
But
I think it's time. I think it's time for Braun to win a title again. He hasn't won a title in a while, and Shinsuke has had a really, really good run with the IC title.
It's true.
So I think you could take it off of Shinsuke, and it would be okay.
Right.
But, like, I don't know if this feud is over. Because I could see this being something that Shinsuke takes into Mania and maybe loses to Braun.
Right.
Or, like you said, the Saudi show. That's also rumored to be happening.
The next match is the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defending her title against everyone's favorite, Lacey Evans. Squirrels, who do you got?
So, I've heard a couple good arguments for Lacey winning here. Yeah, I've heard some, like, arguments that they think that she's going to win, and since she was at the Saudi show last time, that she's going to take the title into Saudi and defend it as, like, the first, like, women's title match in Saudi Arabia or something.
Is Charlotte going to be
But I just don't... So, I have my own theory. I have Bayley winning. Bayley beats Lacey Evans. I think Lacey Evans is literally just a throwaway opponent here for Bayley to just face at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
And I think Bayley has something big, like, in store for WrestleMania. And everyone knows the rumor is they think it's going to be Sasha versus Bayley.
Right.
Whatever. But I think instead of doing the traditional Sasha turns on Bayley storyline, because I feel like that's too easy, but this could just be me being smarter than WWE, because sometimes I overthink things way too much.
No.
And WWE always goes for the simple or really ridiculously stupid route. But I think Bayley's going to win here, and then she's going to go take the title into Elimination Chamber and get eliminated, and Sasha's going to win the Elimination Chamber and win the title. And then that's going to force a match at WrestleMania where it's Bayley versus Sasha for the title.
I got Bayley winning clean. Like you said.
Clean?
Yeah, like you said that there's been reports of her saying the heel character is being a flop. So I think that would be a way to kind of push her direction in a way. Because, like, I don't know, you've seen her recently. It hasn't been spot on like she said. So I think if you really want Bayley to be one of the 4 horsewomen, you make her win clean against Lacey Evans. And it's just Lacey Evans. I think this is just another step on the road to WrestleMania for her.
The next match I have is the United States Championship match. Andrade defending against Humberto Carrillo. I think Andrade is going to win in a really, really good match. Like, maybe, possibly, match of the night. Who you got?
I got Cien Almas, like you said. I think he just won the title day after Christmas, and I think it's time for Andrade to take his reign, man. I could definitely see him winning against, obviously, against Humberto, and then him and Ray, I feel like aren't completely done because Lena Vega got involved on Monday with the ladder match. So I think this could hopefully set up like a 6-man or 8-man ladder match for the U.S. title at Mania.
But I just think it's too early to pull the trigger on Humberto. Like,
oh yeah,
I think he's still like not there for a U.S. title run.
Right.
Like, he's really good. There's just like something about his character doesn't really stick out enough. Like, Andrade is like a really good character, really good wrestler, and I think Ray would even be over Humberto at this point. I think that this is going to stay like a feud. I think the Ray thing might be over, but maybe it's like a triple threat thing or something instead of the 6-man.
Oh, that'd be dope.
At WrestleMania.
I could see that.
But I think Humberto wins later, but not at Royal Rumble.
Next match for me is the Raw Women's Championship. Becky Lynch is defending her title against one half of the Kabuki Warriors and Women's Tag Team champions Asuka. Who do you got, Squirrels?
Becky, 100%, no doubt about it. Becky Lynch. I just don't. So, there's a couple things. Asuka is part of one of the only women's tag teams in the business, and in WWE's business, not in entirety of wrestling, obviously.
Right.
But it's like them, Fire and Desire, and Iconics. So, like, giving Asuka a double reign doesn't really make sense. And plus, there's that rumor that her and Kairi Sane are on their way out.
Oh.
And I don't know when their contracts are up because I don't really like get in the contracts and stuff. But let's say they're up around like a couple months from now. Why not just have them lose the tag titles to like Fire and Desire at WrestleMania and then them not be on TV?
True.
Like, that seems like what's going to happen to me.
Right.
I mean, I don't really see any way that Asuka wins this.
I feel you on that one. And I agree. I got Becky winning. I think this is coming for Circle. Like she said, she's like the last person she has to beat. And I feel like if you really want to do for Circle, you have to do it like the opening match like they did last year. That'd be dope. Knowing WWE, I could see him throw a curveball because Asuka's Asuka, and it could be like her kryptonite in a way. Like, it already is, but, like, even adding it. But I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on Asuka right now against Becky. She's too hot right now.
Okay, so the next match I have is the Universal Championship match. The Fiend defending against Daniel Bryan. Who do you got and why?
I got The Fiend retaining in the strap match, which is... okay. You know, it's a strap match. It should be interesting. But yeah, I got Fiend winning. I don't think Daniel Bryan's going to be the person to beat The Fiend, especially right now going into Mania. I think it's going to be The Fiend and Lesnar going to be the two champions. Regardless what they do at Saudi and Elimination Chamber. But yeah, The Fiend winning. D-Bry coming so close, but something's going to happen at the end that Fiend just wins.
I know this sounds wild because technically, if the IC title match does not happen, then I have no title changes happening. But if the IC title match does happen, then I have one title change. But,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I have The Fiend winning. I just think with Roman entering the Rumble tonight as an underdog, which he most likely will, that it's going to be most likely The Fiend versus Roman at WrestleMania, and... if I'm wrong about it and Bryan upsets The Fiend before WrestleMania, then that would be something that I don't really understand what they could do with that. Because unless Bryan's just going to find a new opponent for Elimination Chamber and they just kill The Fiend entirely, which makes no sense, then I don't see Bryan winning.
True.
Plus, Vince loves to bury Bray at WrestleMania. So Roman beating Bray at WrestleMania is like icing on the cake for him.
The only thing is, no, even more icing if he has those weird critter things on the mat like he did against Orton. Women's Royal Rumble match. Squirrels, who do you got? Who do you got going to WrestleMania, baby?
I know I'm going out on a limb here because I think there's only two possible winners.
Two.
You got Shayna and Ronda.
Oh.
And I'm going with Ronda Rousey returns for her vacation that she had to get pregnant, and apparently did not work, or she decided not to get pregnant. I don't know. But I know the popular theory is that Shayna is going to get called up and win the Rumble and headline Shayna versus Becky or whatever. But I think the bigger story and the bigger match for WWE, Ronda Rousey, returning and avenging her loss to Becky at WrestleMania last year. Mm-hmm. So Ronda returns, most likely faces Becky, of course, beats Becky at WrestleMania, redemption storyline. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I do think, though, that Shayna gets called up and she has a good showing, but I think she's going to fight for the SmackDown Women's title because SmackDown really needs, a badass woman character.
Right.
And if Bayley is still, the heel that she is, then that's perfect for Shayna. Now, if Sasha does beat Bayley and Bayley versus Sasha is going to happen, then most likely Ronda's not coming back.
Right.
So I guess we'll know whenever the SmackDown Women's Championship match happens what's going to go on. But I think Ronda returns and wins everything.
I have Shayna Baszler winning the Rumble, fighting...
That's the safe bet.
Yeah. But...
I've heard that and Nia are the safe bet.
I just thought of a theory that could work. Shayna faces Becky at at Mania.
Yeah.
Becky beats Shayna, goes on for another year as Raw Women's Champion. Then Ronda returns at the next year's Royal Rumble. So it could be Becky beats Ronda in the Triple Threat last year. Then this year she beats her best friend Shayna, and then Becky's talking trash, saying, "Oh, I beat everybody," and then Ronda comes back, and then Becky can throw out, "Hey, I beat you and your goon." Then that could lead into the next year's WrestleMania with a 4 Horsewomen women's tag match. Playa.
That could.
Long-term booking.
It's like a long-term booking thing, and WWE never does that. But maybe they're that high on Becky that they might.
It's Becky and Ronda, so they love those two.
You're gonna let Ronda take an entire year off? That seems ridiculous. Even Brock doesn't get that treatment.
True.
Even Taker doesn't. They still beg Taker to come back, even when he dies in the ring.
True.
I guess before we move on, do you think there's going to be anything that's a huge surprise for the Women's Rumble? Any records broken or any major returns? I wouldn't count Nia Jax because I think that's the top rumor thing. Yeah. Nia, they're saying Nia, Ruby Riott, and I forgot someone else is scheduled to be there. Is there anybody that you think maybe we haven't seen in a while that you think we'll see?
Tristan.
Not Lita. That returned last year, obviously.
Probably Trish and Lita. But I could see some NXT.
Anybody from NXT? There we go. That would be a good one.
Yes.
Biggest NXT name that's in the Rumble. There you go.
Here we go. I got 2. Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. One of them's going to eliminate each other. So that's going to add on to that.
I think that they're going to use Bianca, because I think they're really high on Bianca Belair. Even though she has a match Saturday, I think she's going to still be in the Rumble. Because they don't really count NXT as part of the whole story thing, so they don't really have to sell what happened to them.
Oh, that's true.
Anyway, men's Rumble match.
Yeah.
Who you got and why?
You're going to laugh at me for this, but I've been holding on to this pick since Survivor Series, bro. I got Tommaso Ciampa winning the Royal Rumble. And then, on Monday Night Raw, the next night, he says, if you want me to pick, you have to tune in this Wednesday, and I will pick the champion. And remember when Taker did that a couple years ago and he had all 3 of them in the ring? Brock Lesnar and Bray Wyatt is in Full Sail. So if WWE wants to beat an AEW, they do that. And then, even bigger swerve, he says, "Nah, I don't want any of you. I want Goldie fights Adam Cole, baby, but not a takeover at freaking WrestleMania." Because what does Ciampa always say? That NXT is the main roster. So if you really want to do that, man. That's my pick.
That would be something insane and really out there, but like really smart for them to do, especially like you said, to beat AEW in the ratings, which they haven't really been doing.
And they just lost to a recorded boat episode.
Even though they did gain like 70,000 viewers, I think, and AEW lost 70,000, so it's like 70,000 stopped watching AEW to watch NXT that week, but whatever. Ratings are ratings.
True.
I'm going with the safe bet, Roman Reigns.
Oh!
I think that the idea, so this is my theory. The idea is going to be that creative wants you to pay attention to Brock Lesnar, who will be entering at number 1, who is going to be the WWE champion, and they're going to hype up, what if he wins this whole thing and becomes double champion at WrestleMania?
Oh my god.
Okay, so Roman's still going to win, but here's how. Either one of two things will happen. Either Brock is going to make it to the final 4, or like somewhere towards the end of the match, Cain Velasquez is going to enter the match. Brock is going to do his whole like face, and Kane's going to throw him out. Then somebody's going to throw Kane out. Probably Roman. Roman will probably eliminate Cain Velasquez or something.
He'll get you.
That, or Brock told them he's not wrestling for an hour. There's no way that you can pay him enough money to sit there in the Royal Rumble and wrestle for an hour. And Cain Velasquez will eliminate him early in the match.
Oh, like I was thinking about that earlier too. Like he can enter like number 2, but then you just
he could be like number 2 or something.
Yeah, and then you just like kind of throw the whole thing away because everyone's talking about like who's
or you could have him enter at like number 10 or something. I don't know.
I feel that.
But I think Kane versus Brock is going to be the WWE title headliner for WrestleMania, and I think it's going to be like the big marquee match. Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, God,
it's going to be like Ronda versus Becky, but like it's going to be the men's version, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
And Roman's going to choose to fight the Fiend, and then he's going to beat the Fiend at WrestleMania probably. Because that's just how Vince likes it. He likes Bray lying flat on his back at WrestleMania every year.
That's true. I'm going to throw the question your way. Do you have any surprises or Iron Man or besides Cain Velasquez, not the other Cain, anyone else that could potentially eliminate Brock?
I think of anyone that's going to eliminate Brock other than Cain Velasquez. Unless Roman does it. Roman or Cain. I'm going to go with Roman or Cain Velasquez.
All right.
Someone that's 110% not going to be there and is going to be my surprise pick to not be there is CM Punk. 110% is not going to be in the Royal Rumble. I don't care like how many people have him as the surprise return. I'm also going to double down on that and say Edge 110% is not returning either.
Dude, I saw a report that said he's going to be in Houston. I said, no, duh, his wife. I'm like, it's Royal Rumble.
Beth is probably going to wrestle in the women's match.
Yeah, and then he probably has to do Access. So I'm like, of course he's going to be in Houston, guys.
Okay, so the thing is everyone's like, oh, he's doing the whole deny until it actually happens thing that wrestlers do.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he's cleared. Because he's been saying for months, even before the Royal Rumble rumors popped up, that he was not cleared. And he's just been reinstating that every time it comes up. Like, I want to say he said back in, like, maybe it was, like, October or November or something, he said that he wasn't cleared because it became, like, a huge rumor that all of a sudden Edge was cleared to wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
The dude's neck was, like, hanging on by, like, a string.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that dude has healed that much. If he has, awesome, but he's still not going to win the Rumble.
No.
If he returns, he just gets thrown out by, like, Andrade or something.
Who
you got as your big surprise?
Besides Ciampa winning it all? No, just kidding.
Well, that would be, like, I guess your big surprise, that Ciampa wins the entire thing.
Besides that...
Ciampa eliminates Roman in the final 2 to win.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did with Nakamura. But I could see... everyone's saying Keith Lee, but... he's not going to win it because he just won the North American title on Wednesday.
I could see Keith Lee being a surprise entrant. I don't think he's going to win.
No, I don't think he's going to win, but I could see a...
I think 100% will be in the Rumble, though.
My Iron Man's going to be Drew McIntyre. I think he's going to like come in like at an early number, like a 2, or like a 5, somewhere around there, and last like all the way into like the final 4.
I could see all 3 of those people being Iron Man. Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Drew McIntyre. Because apparently Vince loves Keith Lee. Drew McIntyre has always kind of been like up and down, so I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Ciampa is obviously like one of the biggest things in NXT.
Yeah.
I could see maybe Adam Cole being an Iron Man,
but it kind of ruins it because he's NXT champion.
Yeah, but the whole thing with the Rumble is that it's for the 2 WWE titles.
True.
So unless they do the thing that you're talking about with Ciampa, no one's going to be thinking about the NXT title. So it's like the NXT champion is wanting the WWE title because it's the higher card title.
Is it though?
Because technically, like, it's. I mean, yeah, but in their eyes, the NXT title's here and the other WWE titles are right here.
Hot shot. Who's your final 4?
Roman, Keith Lee, Andrade, and Drew McIntyre.
Nice.
Who you guys are for?
I got Roman, Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, and then Ciampa. I think it's gonna be like a stare down, like with NXT and like the main roster, like the final 4, like they did a couple years ago with like the Ruthless Aggression, the Era people, and then like New Gen. It's just gonna be like a stare down, and then they're gonna throw haymakers, and then Mauro Ranallo is gonna pop out and go, "Mamma mia!"
Well, I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
If they do it my way, it's gonna be the best Royal Rumble ever.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Especially for our return video to have you call Ciampa winning the whole thing.
I just hope something happens crazy that's not, no offense, but it's not Roman wins, and then, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't want Roman to win. I want, like, Keith Lee or somebody to win.
Right.
But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. You can follow us on Twitter at The Crazy Show ×2. Go like us on Facebook, The Crazy Show Show. All the links will be in the description. You can follow each of us on Twitter at Sir Squirrels for me, at The Boss Peen for Peen. Thanks for watching. There'll be a Royal Rumble review going up on either Sunday night or Monday.
Yep. Bye.